Hello everyone, welcome to your next tutorial on CakePHP. In this tutorial, we will further design our user interface very well. Let us look at our user profile first of all, and this is the default user profile that CakePHP created for us, and it doesn't look very cool, so we'll try and make it very pretty. And the next thing we're going to check out is this. So if we get back to our default.ctp, remember where it is found. Look at the little pop-up that will show up here. If you place your mouse here, that's the path to where the default.ctp is found. So this default.ctp, let me open it from the folder so that it doesn't confuse you. We are in src templates. Inside templates, it's in layouts, and there we are in default.ctp. Now what you have to notice is that this fetches the title of the page. This is the root template, and it fetches the title of the page. So let's go see the user profile page. So this user view page, it is in users view, and this is the ID of the user, which is the user number 1, the user that is logged in, or the user that we're viewing the profile. That the view page just does this, and then the whole of this nav bar and the bottom is handled by the default.ctp. So if you go inside the default.ctp and scroll down a little, you will see where the default.ctp is fetching the user view page. So if you let us go to the user view page, go to our templates, we'll go to users, we go to the view, and we open it with our editor. You will see that this is the rest of the page, and what it has, it has a navigation bar. If you go, you will see this navigation bar where you can edit user, delete user, and it has an edit user page and everything. And it has the rest of the page, which we are seeing here, and I don't like it. Doesn't look cool. So what we'll do is we'll go and hijack a user profile page from sample code from Bootsnip. So you visit a website called bootsnip.com, that's the spelling, then you hit the space bar on your keyboard. It will permit you to search the website, so you can search for user profile. So it shows you sample code submitted by different people for user profile page. So as you can see, there are many user profile code sample codes we can copy. For me, I've already searched out and found one that I like, and if you want to use the exact one I want to use now, this is it. This is the one I want to use. So if I hit on it, I'll click on it once, it opens the user profile page, and I kind of like it. It's not sophisticated, but it's cool to use. So if you want to actually get this exact one, you visit bootstrap.com/snippets, then you visit npvnk, then there you are, you will see this. So to get this code, you just hit on your HTML and then copy. I'll Control A on my keyboard, or Command A and Control C, that is copy, which is the same thing as select all and copy. So of course it has a CSS if you want to use the CSS. But before you use the CSS, make sure that you have the HTML. So if we get back to our code, get back to our users and view.ctp, open it in our editor, and if you look at this code very well, you see that this is the menu, the right menu. We will still treat this right menu further down the tutorial, and this div has the rest of the content, and inside this div you will see the rest of the content. That is this content we're looking at here. Everything here is inside this div. So what we're going to do is, still inside this div, we're going to scroll down and add new content. That's where we're going to paste what we have. So as you can see in mine, CakePHP put everything in a table, which we don't want. We've copied the code from Bootsnip, so I'll hit enter, then I'll paste the code right under that table, paste. So I've pasted it. If you scroll up, let me delete these empty spaces. We don't need all these empty spaces. Alright, so just to clean up the code, if you scroll up, you will see where CakePHP stopped, has the rest of the code. So what I can do is to go, I'll save this, then we go and preview to see what it looks like. it should appear at the bottom here. So I'll reload, and we wait a few seconds, and there we are. We have a new profile, CakePHP profile, and the color kind of rhymes. I like this. So what we can do is to go to the code and see if we can adjust a few more things before we finally delete this one. The first thing we can adjust is that it's inside a container. Let us remove the container. So I'm using Code Lobster, and it neatly highlights HTML for me, so I can go down and see the highlighted one. So I delete the highlighted one first, then I come up and delete this one, and I'll save. Then we'll go and check, and there we are. I've refreshed, and it looks smaller here. So depending on your bootstrap skills, you can do a whole lot of things. As you can see, this takes 7. I can just put it at 12. I just wanted to take the whole space for call MD. If you don't know how bootstrap, you should learn bootstrap if you really want to build nice websites. So as you can see, it has taken the whole width. Right now we're just going to copy what we have in the code here and replace it with everything here, and then we delete. So we go to we don't have a first name, last name, but we have an email. So we get to our code, and of course copy. This is how we display email. So this escapes in CakePHP H, the letter H in, then if you put the user content in this bracket inside H, it means that you're escaping the content of the user. So never display the content of the user without escaping it. So we come here. So this basically removes all the HTML tags and everything. So because some malicious user could go to your website and fill a form and put HTML tags, submit it to the database. By the time you are echoing it, it will now print a form on your page, and that becomes a way, it means to hack you. So this H always makes sure that the content you're displaying to the user is well escaped. Alright, so if we get into our code, we look for where there's first name. We have a first name here, and then we just change it. I'll paste the email there, and I'll change it to email. We will do the same thing for phone, and the phone is phone here. I think that's pretty much everything we have. We also have something else called time or so. I've created. We can just pour in the created. The CakePHP has a helper that manages time, and we will look at it further down the tutorial, which means if somebody created a time at a particular created something at, let's say, 2:15 a.m. CakePHP can tell you that 2:15 a.m. is on so and so Tuesday is 2 weeks ago. So CakePHP knows how to do that very intelligently. I'll show you further down. And then alright, there is even date here we can use, and then created we can just use modified. So we're just echoing the fields we have in our database, date modified. So those are the main fields we have in our database. We're going to delete this rest. So let's see how these guys look before we refresh. Okay, cool. So we're going to delete the rest of these guys. Religion, nationality, all these guys should go. So we delete. Cool. And here's everything will be alright. Let's just be sure. We refresh, and what we see is we're still cool. Very nice, very nice. And we're going to echo the email here instead of the name because we don't have name saved in the database. So we just echo email for now. So instead of Prashad Shankar, we have the email. That's okay. And the next thing we're going to look out for is to delete the rest of this guy. We delete the rest of the guys here. If you notice that CakePHP has the ID printed out in case you want to use it to check for anything. So we delete this table. So I'll minimize it first, and then I'll delete it. There we are, neatly built out interface. So I'm refreshing, and what we have is a very neat interface. So of course we can write something here. Let's just change it to my user profile. your user profile, my profile page. This code is available on GitHub, so if you go to my GitHub profile, you can see this code. So this, my GitHub profile is github.com/Dave Ozalo. I have many repositories. Don't forget to like and start this repository, alright? So if you get to my GitHub, you will see my repositories, alright? If you hit on it, I have 50 so far, and you can find it, the CakePHP repository. Alright, and that is basically how to hack away into your CakePHP application. What we can do is to add a login button if the user is logged out. So we'll go to our default, and here, if we click on this, we'll see that here we're checking if the user is logged in. Then we'll display this. So but if the user is logged out, we're going to display else and say if the user is logged out. We are going to display two links. One is login, the other one is forgot password or whatever. So eventually you'll figure out what to do with yours. This is login, and they are going to see login. Forgot password, and it's going to take them to forgot password. Alright, so if we get back and we refresh the page, nothing will happen, but if we log out, we should be able to see two links here, one for login and one for forgot password. Alright, very cool. In the next tutorial, we will go to Font Awesome and hijack some fonts and add some nice icons here. I don't like this button, so I will just go to login page and fix that button. This is the submit button. So if I put a comma here and put a class, we've done this before in the earlier tutorials. We're just going to give it bootstraps, but btn primary. If you know Bootstrap, you understand what I did exactly. I just added a Bootstrap class to this button and the class of primary, which should give it fairly blue button. So I will refresh, and now looks cooler. Alright, and then for the rest of the video, we will add icons and a whole lot of things. Then we'll gradually build out the admin section of this video tutorial. Thank you very much, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in the next video.